Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
I'm Joey.
Folks, this is episode 278 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping, and just playing bikes. Joey, on this episode, we're going to spend a little bit of time, since it's spring, talking about all the new things. Are you excited about that?
Well, we're in faux spring, so.
Yeah, it's supposed to get cold at the beginning of the week, isn't it? It was so nice yesterday.
Today, it's hot.
I know. Did you get out and ride yesterday? Or
No, I rode Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, it was warm.
Yeah, it was warm yesterday. I did 40-something miles on my new tires, which we're not going to talk about this week. I want to actually talk about.
You should have a long-term review already, I thought.
I've got 40 miles on them, so that's kind of getting close to a long-term review.
Yeah.
So I'll lead into it a little bit.
Well, next week's going to be super long-term review then.
Yeah. So I got some, what are they? American Classic.
Yep.
It's a very, very affordable tire on Amazon, which is where they are sold. Mm-hmm. But you can also get them through their website.
Yeah. But the website diverts you right to Amazon.
Their website just sends you right to Amazon. So everybody knows I've been looking for some 50s. We've talked a lot about that. Then I had the thing at Monster Cross where the tire blew up, so I thought it was the perfect time. So I've got some of their 50s in there. They have the Kimberlite, which is like heavy road and gravel. And then they have the next one up, which is a little bit more tread, which is the aggregate. Got it in a black wall. Did you see the pictures I sent you yesterday? Doesn't it look like giant balloon tires on like a beach cruiser? It's fantastic. I love it. But we'll talk.
I want to talk about getting a beach cruiser. I want to talk about the infant that threw up on your computer.
There probably was an infant that threw up on my computer.
Have you seen the back of that thing?
That's where I pulled a sticker off.
Yeah. I
had a sticker.
It looks like thin, just bleh.
I had a sticker that got nasty on it. So right off the gate, what we got coming up this weekend is Philly Bike Expo.
Are you going yet? Do you know?
I don't know. I've got some work stuff now this weekend. I've got people in, and I'm not exactly sure whether my timing is going to be right for it or not. But I'm going to try. But it really does come down to what happens on Friday. And then I've got a guy coming in Sunday. So if I came, it would be Saturday. If I was to come up to Philly, it would be Saturday. And I've got some stuff going on Sunday. And then Friday, I don't know. But that is the big season kickoff that happens in Philadelphia. There's going to be a lot of custom bike builds, probably some custom gravel builds. I really do.
Is that the same as a bike build?
Yeah, well, a bike build that is specific to gravel. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's everything there.
Yeah, they have a little bit of everything. And that's, I think, the thing that when I would go every year that I went, I enjoyed the most is all the bespoke stuff. It's fun to look at. I don't know that any of those bikes would ever be in my future. I don't know.
Well, technically, you use that show to buy your Otto.
So but Otto's not bespoke. It comes off of an assembly line.
Yeah.
I did actually. That's a fun story because that was in the middle of COVID, and there was
we looked at it. I ran you over to Nate. Yeah, we went back and looked at it again. You
back and forth.
Nate, then you got the bike.
Back and forth.
I wanted commission off that.
And the thing about it is not many people get to go to a bike expo when they buy a frame and actually take their mechanic with them to actually run interference on all of the things.
I got paid with a comma in that paycheck.
We would always go to the faux place. Remember, we'd go to the faux place.
Yeah, we went a couple years.
And you get the Wit Whiz, get a cheesesteak, Wit Whiz.
Well, that was in the market. The faux place is on the corner of the market.
Yeah.
Adjacent.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice.
We found a honey hole. I'm not telling anyone.
Don't tell any. Don't tell everybody on the podcast.
I will be there Friday through Monday. My train gets there at 2 o'clock. I'm just taking the train from BWI.
Mm-hmm.
I decided not to take a bike. Getting the bike on the train, it's only about a mile to get to the convention center where the hotel is too. Right. I just opted. My friend Tyler, he's doing all the merch. I'm working with him both days. I think I've said before. And then
he does all the merch for NICA.
Yeah, he's a huge merch guy out of Arkansas. So we're just a section of his business with Bina doing our expo for NICA and the relationship there. She asked him last year. He did the merch for Philly Bike Expo, like the actual PBE merch. He's doing it this year, and he was solo last year. We kind of, we stayed with him one night, but I am offering some help this year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be up front.
I'm a better merch guy than you, but
you're pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know the name of this place, and I've talked about it on here, maybe because we took like a weekend
Liar!
off.
You just don't want to share.
No. It's this dumpling place. It's a few blocks away. it's like a hole in the wall.
Well, there can't be that many.
It had like the rate, like the percentage of reviews that were like 5 stars were like at like over 1,000. Like it was great. So we get there, it's packed. We're like, oh, I don't know. It's like almost worth it. And then while we're waiting, and the lady's like, oh, 10, 15 minutes. And like 10 minutes out, she brings us menus. She takes our order and we sit down. And like minutes after we sit down, it's all there. And we had no idea of the portions, and like Tyler and Adam are ordering all kinds of pot stickers, dumplings.
That's the wonderful thing about we went to a dumpling place in Florida, and you have no idea really what you're getting.
No.
And they just start bringing stuff out, and it's all over the table.
And
it's wonderful.
I was like, I just want pan-fried noodles, guys. I'll try something. And then by the time my noodles came out, we had everything else, and I was stuffed. I ate them back in the hotel that night, but and then we're like, man, we ordered so much food thinking it was going to be a few $100. It was like $70 with a tip. Like included. I'm like, oh my God.
I like the dumpling places.
Yeah.
And you know, you're going, like we went into this one in Florida, which was really good. My daughter recommended, she's like, we have to go here if you want something different. And there's a massive language barrier. But all you do is point to, it's because all you do is you just point to the things on the menu, and they write it down, and all of a sudden magically food appears, and it's just the service was
so much food. The service is great. It's a few blocks away. Like I said, I can't remember the name, and we'll be all over. And I'm gonna stay Sunday night just because of cleanup and just tired and coming home. I have like an 8:30 train Monday morning. Back to BWI. It'll be a good weekend. The weather's gonna be great. So
you're taking the train in and out of BWI. That's interesting.
Yeah, I did. I've done that a handful of times.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Depending on when you buy the tickets, I think I got them for $30 each way, which isn't bad considering where gas is now. And then the park over the weekend, it's like $100-something if you park at the convention center, and it's so much cheaper. You don't have to worry about it.
So the train, how far from the convention center does it drop you?
Less than about a mile.
Okay. So not bad.
Me walking a mile is not any.
They have city bikes in Philly?
They do.
That would be a fun way to get around.
Tyler will drop me off on Monday morning.
On the way back out?
Yeah, because he takes flight out. But no, it'll be great. I'm excited. It's always a good time to see everyone. I got a lot of NICA friends come in. All the normal folks will be there.
So Philly Bike Expo used to be in the fall.
Yep.
Now it's in the spring. Which one do you think you prefer?
Man, it's tough now because I have experienced the spring. We didn't go to the first spring one, right? Because I think it almost lined up with Croatan, or whether a week apart. It does same this year.
I think there was some overlap.
I loved it in the fall, but there's something about
starting
now instead of closing the season, because you kind of there's a lot going on as Dave referred to in his episode, in Pennsylvania in the fall, and you cram a lot in October and November.
And it always felt like you would see people, like there was so much stuff that happened in the fall that it was like back to back to back to back to back. Yeah. You saw people. This kind of spreads that like high friend kind of out over a longer period of time. And I kind of like the idea that it happens in the spring because it's like fresh, the beginning, I kind of like that. I think I like the spring better from that side of it than anything else.
It's good.
It does always though. I mean, it's always that risk in the spring when you have an event or a thing and that the weather is suddenly nice for the weekend, and then people are like, oh, I'm not going to go stand inside at a convention center. I want to go outside and do this, that, or the other.
I think it's a gamble over November. November, you're not going to get anything horrible. But we've had in April where it snowed here.
Yeah,
you could have horrible weather, or you could have the weather that's coming up, and you might have people that no, I'm going to go ride, or they ride to there, which
it's a destination.
You hang out for an hour, two, walk around, buy something, and leave.
Okay, some other events that are coming up in March and April. Have you ever heard of Harry Roubaix?
No.
It's March 21st.
I'm just thinking about like there's the Barry Roubaix, there's the Harry Roubaix. There's a multiple Roubaix.
I don't know what it is.
You might get sued from Specialized still.
It's a spring shakedown ride in Virginia. It's got a broad mix of pavement, dirt, lingering mud. So they say. I pulled up the bike reg for it. They've got like lots of different distances. You got an 11 mile, a 28 mile, a 56 mile, and then a 21 mile road ride. It happens in, let's see, where is this? Thaxton, Virginia, which if you want to try to get a bearing is almost like directly east of Roanoke.
I think we've talked about Thaxton on this podcast.
Probably. There's a lot of gravel there. and it starts at a event facility that is not necessarily something that's always open to the public, and it's got some direct access to gravel and some really nice entryways. But it does coincide directly with, on March 21st, our favorite event of the spring, Croatan Buck 50. I'm really, really, really ready for this year's Buck 50. Not from a riding perspective, but not from a physical perspective, but from a mental perspective. I am so looking forward to hanging out with friends and spending the weekend, no matter what the riding was, or however that plays out. I don't really care. I'm just looking forward to that there's something magical about rolling into that camp to the speedway and then being there for an extended period of time. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
You're in your little bubble for a weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of what it comes like. It's what it turns out.
Unless we go out to that surf taco shack thing.
Well, we will go out and come back. It's not like we're going to be stuck in there.
No,
but it's like it's home for a few days.
Oh yeah,
it's home for a few days, and there's people right there nearby. There's the outsiders are nearby. All these people are just close by. Yeah, it's just it's nice. I really do love the vibe that Buck 50 brings to the spring, and it really sets the tone, in my opinion, for the coming season.
Yep.
One question I had for you: do we want to bring a solo stove?
Oh yeah,
I thought about that.
We did last year. It was great. Larry been chucking them pellets all the time in there.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Well, let's think about that.
Yeah,
let's think about that. So
the ambiance is nice.
Yeah, it's of having the fire and having it. It's because sometimes the evenings are cooler there.
Yeah.
We've already experienced the time change.
Yeah.
That was this last weekend. So usually sometimes there's that's really, really close together. Mm-hmm. And this year it seems like they're further apart, which I kind of
I saw the Texas NICA had a race last weekend in an area where there was a burn ban. And they're big on camping culture too. And instead of having that, it looked like someone took a plastic container, about this big. They put some orange lights and something in there, but it gave the ambiance like it was a solo stove. And everyone was sitting around it like a stove, and it was bright enough. It was cool.
A part of what the stove does provide, too, is that light.
That's what I mean, yeah.
It's that gentle light that allows you to kind of be out there after dark. Yeah. And it's not always necessarily the warmth thing. A lot of times it's the focal point.
Sitting around a fire with your friends.
Yeah. That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
I have one of the propane ones.
Yeah.
Which typically are allowed in places that have burn bans.
Yep.
But you do have to check that. April 4th, Appalachian Journey, doing that duo format race down in Floyd. It's a huge, major regional event for Floyd, Virginia, right there on the Blue Ridge Parkway. If you've never been to Floyd, it is just a cool little town. Lots of little bars, lots of music. The music scene is really big. It's a part of that Blue Ridge bluegrass kind of. There's a music trail, and Floyd's a big piece of that. And there's always at the little I don't want to call them bars because they're not really bars. They'll just be like I know
water holes.
Yeah, but it's different. It's like coffee, tea, and it's and in the evening they'll probably sell beer, but you could go there and they're open in the middle of the day too, and it's just one of those places where you sit outside and you really experience that, and typically somebody will be there playing music, especially on the weekends. So that's Appalachian Journey. That is April 4th in Floyd, Virginia. Don't want to miss that one. That fantastic. Bald Eagle Gravel Grinder. That's a part of the Pennsylvania Gravel Series, and that is a Central PA event Transylvania Productions puts on.
Gordon Wadsworth, who's also busy the weekend before, I think is the race director for that this year.
Yeah. So if you want to get your fill of Gordon, you can go to Appalachian Journey and then immediately go to Bald Eagle and get back-to-back Gordon weekends.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. He's a great guy. We need
awesome.
to have him back on the podcast at some point. I know we've had him on before, but it seems like it's been a while. I can't even remember when it was. It was ages ago. So there's your March / April, and then I only went through the middle of April. You've obviously got other things coming up. Lulaca is April 26th. That's another one where I'll be there. You're not going to be there. You're not doing. Are you doing Lulaca?
No, I have that big.
Oh, that's right. You have a
weekend.
You have a work weekend for Lulaca.
I just text Gordon.
Okay. So Philly Bike Expo, Harry Roubaix, Croatan Buck 50, Appalachian Journey, Bald Eagle, and then a little further out, just a couple of weeks further out from that, Lulaca. So lots of things to do. If the weather cooperates and you've got a free weekend, these are some of the things that you can look at. I'm going to put links to all of these things in the show notes. Let's switch gears. Joey.
Yep.
New gear and new bikes that we're going to see on the scene 2026. If you had to put like a theme for what the new gear for this year would look like, what would it be? These are the big things that we're going to see.
Tariffs.
Increased pricing.
Increased pricing. I don't know.
We've already talked about
we've dug into
suspension,
the suspension side,
which is really that I got the Checkpoint SLR. That's new for 2026. What they call it a mini mountain bike with drop bars. That's Trek's offering. That's a full suspension gravel bike.
Yeah.
You know what I think? One of the things that they've done with that, which I really appreciate, is that they've gone ahead and addressed the rear rack issue for you.
Yeah.
Because with a rear suspension and things moving,
Mm-hmm.
they've already engineered a rear rack and included it. They're not going to nickel and dime you on anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000 bike.
Yeah.
You're not going to nickel and dime you for a rack.
We're going to see bigger. It's funny. It's always evolving. Tire clearance is always going to keep going up.
Yeah.
There are certain brands that are way in front of it.
Yep.
Like you can shove 2.2s in rodeos, and that wasn't even a thing a couple years ago.
Wasn't that long ago.
I remember when the Diverge maxed out at 38s.
Yep.
And if you had carbon, it was 42s.
My frame, the frame that I got from you that I've now returned to you, my Diverge, I don't think it clear anything but 38s.
Nope. Then we went to 47s being big. Now it's like, depending on how you measure it, 2.2, because most of the bike industry after 50 is like a 1.95 or something. Yeah,
and 2.2 is like 56, right? Isn't
I think so.
I think that's where they
Something
equates
like that,
to. I saw that I was doing show notes, and because you're right, it's like once you hit 50, everything goes back over to inches, which is the American way. Let's do something.
I hate the American way. Like, it's because I've been in the bike industry for 20 years. Like, even tools working on my car, it's like, it makes no sense.
It's even more the American way, though, to mix it up.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, let's use millimeters sometimes, and then let's go back to inches over here on these other things. It's like, we just figure out something that makes sense. Also, the new Specialized Diverge Gen 4.
I forgot that was a bike.
Totally redesigned for 2026, relying heavily and leaning heavily into their Future Shock system.
That's something, if we went back, I think 10 years ago, Future Shock came out, like in 2016 on the Roubaix. Sequoia came out 2016 in this decade.
Yeah, because my Roubaix is 2017, and it was the second year. And I remember
I was at Specialized for the launch because we all signed NDAs and turned our phones in. And when that came out, and I was like, this isn't going to stick. And here we are.
That was my, I remember when I got that Roubaix from Russ, I was like, my one question to him was like, is this Future Shock thing just a gimmick that's in 2 years going to be gone? And then I'm going to be stuck with this bike with this weird, bizarre technology on it that nobody knows what to do with. And I have to actually scrap all of this stuff, but it has stuck around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
there are multiple iterations of it, and there's
10 years in the market now.
Yep.
And you're right, multiple iterations and
improvements, and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
You're more limited with certain things, but
smooth is fast. That was what they said from the beginning, and we all know that. I mean, tire pressures, everything has kind of lended to that direction where smooth is fast. Now, while that checkout and full suspension, that's going to be a distance or endurance, in my book, in my opinion, in my mind, I think that's more of a distance and endurance kind of bike. Mm-hmm. It's not a bike you're going to go out and race a metric on. And I think the Diverge is headed in that other direction, which is more of a racy kind of a setup.
Well, they changed geometry because the Crux exists for that reason.
I know that they tout this as a do-it-all gravel bike, which I guess could actually mean it doesn't do anything well. That's sometimes whenever I see that do it all, I always tend to realize that you're going to give up something in every area. But if you can't afford multiple bikes, and how many of us can, this thing still comes in for the carbon, I think $4,000.
Yeah,
coming up a little bit more, 4,200. And it seems like Specialized has gone like fully into the SRAM market. It's like everything is coming with SRAM now. So if you're looking for a more entry level or budget, REI And I think we go to sleep on that a lot. They're co-op bikes.
They're not bad at all.
Yeah, they've done a refresh on the ADV. It is a very, very budget-conscious bike. It's 1x10 microshift. And we've talked about this before. Microshift is a solid solution, and it's upgradable if you needed to change something in the future. It's a 1x10, and it's the microshift Sword drivetrain, which I haven't really followed the tiers of microshift. And it actually has a clutch on a derailleur, which is kind of clutch. I've been holding on to that joke ever since I wrote these show notes. That's a $1,500 price point, though.
Yeah.
You could pack that bike. You can race that bike. You can run events on that bike. You can just do it around with your friends on that bike. So some very interesting things for 2026 if you were to look through a whole kind of where brands have gone. I kind of think it's you've got some new options out there. Now, the next one I think is kind of controversial, whether you need it or whether you just want it, or are you adding something then it's going to
oh god, I just looked at it.
Provide frustration. This trend for tire pressure sensors in tubeless setups. What are your initial thoughts on that?
I had this talk that we talked about a few episodes ago, like the nostalgia of like Sequoia came out 2016. I wish so bad we were still in those times. Some of this stuff I just think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I get when you're at a certain level,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking away from people wanting that. And it's your money, do it. I just think some of this stuff is a little.
Well, I think we've all gotten, I think one of the trends from, if you were to look at that 10-year window, and this is cycling in general, is the thirst and the craving for data. Everybody wants to actually have everything in Strava and to be able to look at the minutia of revolutions and power meters and all this stuff. And this is just another one of those, because apparently they will actually give you a graph over the course of your ride in Strava. It's reporting all that data recorded in Strava, so you can see how your tire pressure changed, which could be quite interesting if you're just curious about weather. So is it a curiosity? It's definitely not a necessity.
No, and there's a lot of data freaks that, God, they would love this.
Yeah.
So I don't want to yuck someone's yum.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that. I'm just, I said I wouldn't buy an electric pump, like the pocket ones. And I know this year I'll probably buy one, but
I really like mine. Actually use it even at the beginning or before I go out for a ride. That's like my primary pump now. I pull it out and get it right to where I want it to be.
But no, these things aren't bad. They had them, God, if we were like a mountain bike podcast and got into flight attendant, like, do you know what flight attendant is?
No idea.
God.
We can talk about it. Talk about dirt.
No, I'm not getting that. That's worse than talking about shoes. No, I like talking about suspension, but flight attendant is an electronic system integrated with front and rear shocks on mountain bikes that sync up with a power meter and pull live data. I believe they can tweak or adjust. Man, I'm a little rusty on this, but which is why I don't want to dig super deep into it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a system like that. It's coming on your World Cup level bike you can buy. You can put it on
for cross country.
It's an XC race thing. And they've had shock whizzes and stuff from Cork and Rock Shocks that will give you data that'll pull data for your premier ride. But this whole flight attendant thing, you'll see it. It actually goes on the top right-hand side of your fork. And same with the rear shock. And I believe they use Axis batteries.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But that's like your Christopher Blevins kind of level, your Kate Courtney's, and not your St. Mary's Lake blasting around.
How do you think they're using that data, though? Do you think that I guess they have people like at that level that are analyzing and looking at data,
and
coaches
the
that are looking
suspension,
at it?
I mean,
yeah,
that'll make or break anything, That's why some places hardtails are faster on certain courses, because suspension will eat some of your energy, but if you can control that and keep traction, because traction is speed. So if you can keep your tire on the ground more with a full suspension bike, it's still comfortable. That's going to win.
There's a lot of, I think, entry level, especially mountain biking, and since we're starting to see full suspension into gravel, I think that there's a lot of misconceptions that suspension is about smoothing the ride to make the rider more comfortable, and really it's about putting the tires on the ground, because, like you said, more contact
like the future shock
is moving you forward. Smoother is faster. So when you have better contact with the ground, your bike is going to move forward faster. which is at the end of the day what suspension is truly and really all about.
And which was and I understand it from Specialized, like you don't realize on a road bike when you're sitting at 99 PSI in your ride, like you actually skip across the asphalt way more than you realize.
Oh,
the
yeah.
goal of Future Shock and seat post and the things that did was to try to keep your bike planted more.
I am so happy. I'm so much happier now that road tires have gotten wider and the tubeless is a part of that equation now, and things have gotten and pressures have gotten lower. The rides are so much more enjoyable than literally gator skins that were 23 or 25 millimeters wide, literally beating you to death. And to be able to smooth that out without the sacrifice of giving up the speed, which quite honestly, at anybody at the upper tier level, honestly, what's the difference at the end of the day? I'd much rather be more comfortable than fast. So there's a couple of folks in the market. Quark, you said, Tire Whiz, they have a 2.0 out now, and there's a Kickstarter out there called Outrider, and I think Andrew showed me he's actually riding them in his Kona.
Oh,
he was at
Quark is owned by SRAM.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I did not know that. But Outrider's a Kickstarter, and they've had a pro version that they've already released, and then a mini version, which is actually, I don't know what the difference is. I think they just wanted something else to be a part of a Kickstarter to get prepaid for their product.
And this just tells you what your is, or what you should. This is the thing you're saying. It syncs up with Strava and weather.
It syncs up with Strava, and it gives you your pressures over the course of a ride. So you can look back and see. It's like, okay, well, I started at 35 PSI, and then by the end of the day, it heated up or it cooled down or whatever. This is how my tire pressure fluctuated throughout the course of the day. And you could see dips and, all of that data. But it also reports back. I think you can even get it into your Garmin head. So, and it'll also give you warnings too. If you're
warning.
Well, if you drop below a certain PSI, you can program it to say, hey, so you might be able to catch a flat or a puncture before it hits that next rock and becomes catastrophic. So I can see where, from that perspective, also it could be very, very beneficial. If you had hit something and started to flatten, you drop like 10 PSI and you've got a smaller hole, and then you don't even realize it, and then later on you hit something else, and all of a sudden you've got...
Is this thing like attached to your valve?
It goes inside. And it actually does. It really just uses the valve to hold it in place. My question always was power, but it's got they put pacemakers in people now with those tiny batteries. So it's basically a pacemaker battery that they put into these tire pressure sensors and supposedly last for years and years and years and years, because that would suck to have to USB-C charge it every...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Crack a tire open or put a little port. You'd have to have a port. You'd have a port in your valve or in your something that would actually charge it. But no, it actually just, it uses the valve to hold it in place, and it sits inside the tire and just gets covered in sealant. And so can you imagine what that would look like at the end of whenever you had to change that out or do something with it? It'd be a mess. I think it's interesting. I'm a bit of a data geek, so it's about $90 for the Outriders. Yeah. And that's for obviously two sensors, one for the front tire, one for the rear. And then you can also, with the Kickstarter and the minis, you can buy bundles. I think you can get the mini Outrider at this point, 2 sets. So you'd be 4 total sensors for about $90, which if you think that's not bad. I mean, you can then also set up the profile to have multiple bikes. And I don't know how that plays into Garmin's and Strava's and all the other things, how having multiples would work. But hey, I think you're going to start seeing it into high-end builds, though. I think you're going to start seeing these things integrated into high-end builds already.
Dog's trying to fluff his duff. He's got some freedom.
Yeah, I see that his Blake's cage is a little bit larger.
Well, he has a whole kitchen now because there's a gate over there.
Yeah.
So, of course, he doesn't want to lay in his bed anymore. He wants to you give him out a cookie, he wants to be right where the front of that is. So,
Blake, you do whatever you want to do. Nobody cares. You just be good, buddy. Okay. Enough about sensors. Enough about tire pressure and sensors.
Bikes.
Yeah.
There was that new Kona that came out.
Yeah.
But Niner came out with a full suspension mountain bike. Full suspension gravel bike a long time ago.
Yeah, but,
But that Kona was cool.
That's the LBF, but let's call it the LFP.
That was the Larry.
Yeah. It was...
The Larry Buck and Ferris.
It's an interesting build. It's Oh, shoot. I can't find it now.
But it's fine. I just want to throw that in there because there's a lot of suspension stuff coming. And that one, I think, runs a 100 millimeter SID.
It's also a little bit
30
cheaper, a little bit more affordable than the Checkpoint.
Yeah.
It's
Still
under
$3,400, 35, but
37.
you still get a solid bike from Kona.
It is described as and all the pop-ups now. I was going to actually,
Never mind.
Oh, man, never mind. LBF is a large, hairy, upright drop bar adventure cryptid dwelling in the Pacific Northwest wilderness, although they mostly keep to themselves if seen, approach with caution. It is the Legend of Big Fork is what LBF stands for.
Oh. I was going to say Larry Paris, but the total brain fart.
Cool looking
the Fargo was out a long time ago, and they had a suspension version of the Fargo. So
this is a front suspension, the LBF. Since let's talk about it, it's a front suspension, not full suspension, steel frame with like what 100 millimeters of travel in the front fork. Yeah, 100 millimeters of travel in the front fork, and they're already all sold out. How does that happen? Bike forecasting.
It's
bike forecasting.
It's a marketing thing.
Like, where does that bike fit? It's not obviously not a race bike. It is just an angry bikepacking bike, maybe.
Yeah, it goes through the divider.
Yeah.
Trans-Virginia route.
Yeah. It would be wonderful for Trans-Virginia. Yeah. It would actually be perfect for Trans-Virginia. That
having no experience, I'm assuming it's perfect.
I'm just saying from talking to Larry about some of the things what he experienced and what he's eventually gone to. And he's bought a Trans-Virginia specific style bike now, which he'll destroy. He'll just actually rip that thing, rip the metal right out of it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So that's new bikes, new gear. Oh, one more gear thing. And actually it's funny because in our little group chat this morning, Larry's like, hey, I just got these. They're the Redshift Mousetrap pedal adapters. Have you seen those? It converts an SPD pedal to a flat. Really well thought out, just like everything that Redshift does, I think.
I think they'll be at Philly Bike Expo.
Yeah. They instantly transform your dual-sided SPD pedals into flats, and they're magnetic, so they stick together. They go in a bag. I think they're like 170 grams. They're not real heavy, but some extra weight to carry. And if you're out bikepacking and you want to either get out of the shoes that you rode in all day, even though like I'm trying to find one pair of shoes to rule them all, one pair of shoes to do everything. But Larry makes a good point. And his point this morning in our group chat was, well, if I run through a creek and these shoes get all wet, I want to have something else to be able to wear. And he's absolutely 100% right about that. I kind of go to sleep on that. But they clip in really nice. I was watching a video on them yesterday. They sit into the SPD, and then instead of how they would twist like the regular SPDs would do, they actually have a clasp that pops up and it snaps down and locks the SPD. So they're very well locked in. They're not going anywhere. It's a big platform. I think it's the right iteration of that technology and probably the final iteration of that technology, in my opinion.
No, I assume it's just to put on for a thing here or there.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that will hold up well.
No. No. But
it's
the style is for, I've got like my Asso and I've got SPDs on it, and I spend, I do 60 miles on a bikepacking day, and I get to camp and I want to ride the half mile down to the 7-Eleven and get a Coke. Yep. You snap those things in and you don't have to put your bike shoes on with cleats.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if I want to ride my rodeo to the grocery store.
Exactly. If you wanted to go up to just up to the corner.
Yeah, go get some ice cream.
Yeah. It makes it so that you don't have to go, oh my goodness, I got to go find my bike shoes and then look like a dork wearing regular clothes, like a pair of shoes.
I don't need shoes. I've said it before.
Okay, so that's new gear and new bikes that I found that I think is pretty interesting. We'll revisit that again. I'm sure things are going to change, but 3 new bikes, actually 4 if we include the LBF, the sensors, and then pedal adapters.
All right, so my one word to sum up the next section. Inflation.
You're a funny guy. It's a dual entendre.
Yeah.
It was new tires for 2026. I got 3 to talk about. Continental has a new Terra competition just launched. They are saying that it is.
Oh, they're calling it the Terra?
The Terra. The Terra competition.
Is that like totally a new tire?
I believe it is. Unlike some of these next ones, I think they're just new iterations.
Because Specialized has a Terra. And I see that being a legal thing coming up.
That's wheels, though, not tires.
Oh, Tracer. Sorry. That's a Tracer tire. Yeah, Terra wheels. Sorry.
Terra wheels. So just launched. They're touting it as their fastest gravel tire to date, 16% lighter, 17% lower rolling resistance than their Terra Speed. It is also, and this is the big trend with all of the tires now, they want to try to call them aero optimized tread patterns.
This is why I want to go back to 2016.
It comes in 2 different flavors. A race, which is maximum speed, or the trail version, which is puncture, has higher levels of puncture protection casings for everyday use. $80. $80 comes in all different kinds of sizes. I had this pulled up here so I could go look at it. I think you can get them in 35s, 40s, and 45s that does not go to a 50. It's a nice looking tire.
Looks all right.
It's got the big wide tan wall on it. It's not that. It's almost like right where the tread ends, the sidewall and the tan wall begins, which I kind of like. Even though I just went with the black walls on my 50s, I kind of wanted to do something a little different.
Yeah. No, they look good.
It looks good. I don't understand this whole aero thing on a tire. I get it. It looks just like regular tractor tire tread to me. That's smaller and lighter when I look at it. But hey, you do you.
That's where you dig into Dylan Johnson's YouTube channel if you want to talk about aero.
Yeah.
Tires, not us.
Not us. We would go with the trail version that would offer higher puncture protection. So that is a Continental Terra competition. Schwalbe has a new addition to their R Pro line. It is I can't stand all of these. Like, this is the G1 RX Pro.
It's like Continental, don't look at Continentals.
I just get so tired of the. They'll have a G RX Pro or a G1 Pro. They leave out the RX. It's like vomit. It's like they just put up the same little letters and numbers and put everything in. So this one is saying it is a new addition to the R Pro line. It is designed for rougher surfaces and muddy trails. So it is a thicker tire. Addix race compound, aggressive tread designing with a boomerang center. If you look at the tread on this one, I've got this one up too, has got a very, very aggressive tread, in my opinion. Would not want to see that. I would not want to ride that on any kind of course that has any kind of road work in it as well.
That reminds me of
looks heavy.
A tire I ran before. God, maybe it was a Schwalbe. This is like a tire I would ride in the plains of Virginia.
Yeah, I've got
because it's a lot looser gravel out there compared to Loudoun County. And there's a little overlap there, but the southern part of that area, this is that kind of tire, but not the normal stuff we ride.
Yeah. It is let's see, it has a boomerang center element for speed on hard pack and reinforced side lugs for cornering. $90. These tires are more expensive than tires for cars. Bike tires are more expensive than tires for cars. That's one of the reasons I tried the American Classics on Amazon, is because I could get 2 tires for the price of 1 tire. That may be a mistake ultimately, but I'll let you know.
You got a long-term review coming.
I got a long-term review coming up in a couple of days.
I'm going to look up a 2000. Sorry, I'm going to do this.
What are you doing?
We'll look up a 2010 Civic.
Let's look it up, some random car tire.
Well, I don't want to be mean. I mean, it's just
I know.
A Honda Civic is like a.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tire that's going to be a road tire for a small car. Is probably going to be about the same price as a bike tire. And those tires are going to last you 45 or 50,000 miles on a car. And these things on our bike will last us for
most of these are
months.
Around $110.
Well, that puts us right in line. The Vittoria Toronto Pro T50 mixed. Okay, we're just adding more gobbledygook onto the name of a tire because Toronto's been around a long time. I've actually tried Toronto's, never really was very impressed. I used the Toronto Dries for a period of time. Never really was my jam. This one, we're getting environmentally responsible because it is made of 92% renewable and recycled materials with a 53% lower carbon footprint, if that's what concerns you. I think they're butt ugly. Have you seen them? I think
I pulled them up.
They are butt ugly they're all tan. or that crazy tan
darker brown
color, darker brown or something. It's not my thing. I don't know. They do come in a 35, a 40, and a 45. Designed to roll 7% faster than previous industry averages while offering significantly improved puncture protection. You know what the price on these puppies is? What was the price on that Honda Civic tire?
$110.
This is $113, friends.
There's a lot of tires. Sorry. Falcon.
That is
Sincera,
$230 per set of tires for your bike.
Falcon Sincera SN250AS is $96 per tire. Another Falcon. You're out the door.
These are for the Honda? These are also for the Honda?
So with a deal right now, out the door for 4 tires ready to go is $304.
This $230. Well, you do have to.
Now we're getting $81.
You do have to have 4 tires for a car. Sorry.
So yeah, but still,
you do have to have more.
Like we're at $80 a tire right now for a Honda Civic.
I know there's something that feels like it's wrong with it.
That tire or the
no,
bike tire?
The fact that bike tires cost as much as they do. There's something that feels wrong. I just don't feel like it. I don't know that the justification is there. It's a very personal thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to word it. Like, you don't need a $100 tire. You can get away with a $40 tire. So at that point in time, it's a want versus a need.
I'm going to try to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how long these $45 American Classic balloon tires will run. I rode them yesterday. They felt fine. I rode them at I think it was 40 PSI.
Mm-hmm.
They felt soft. I think that, I'll be honest with you, I think my Otso, that working, that frame has the right amount of flex in it that when I put bigger tires on it, the bike feels completely different.
Yeah, there's like literally math for that.
The Pirelli, the Centerados, I rode those for a while, but they seem to not really hold up that well. I don't know how much pressure I was putting in those at the time, but man.
Steve, the intern, there was a rodeo episode a little bit ago that we were talking about the tire sizes on their bikes and like what that bike was designed around and what the different things will do and change the ride quality.
Well,
and that's why plus size road tires are such a big thing because you throw 32s on your Otso, it's going to be way different than 48 slicks.
Yeah, and I remember I've tried that. I've tried the 32s, which felt fast, but the bike didn't feel
the same.
It didn't feel as confident. And I rode yesterday. I did a lot of my regular hardtop. I did some chunky hardtop. I did ride some gravel. I did the little cemetery down there, and then I did the gravel you have here outside of your house.
You rode by and didn't say hi?
No, I don't want to bother you. You're working, man. You're a working man. And then I did the dirt, like rooted dirt there in Calvert Cliffs, and it felt great all around. And it wasn't. It was obviously a 50 tires, or 50 millimeter tires, going to roll slower than the 42s. With that file tread in the center, but I think I did 40 miles. I still think I averaged like 14 miles an hour. So, and that's, who knows how all that equates. It's wind. It's all the other things that come into play.
Well, you need those tire whizzies.
Yeah. Yeah. To tell you, I need to put some of those tire sensors. I like to call them that. That's actually, can we call that a new thing?
Whizzies?
A little tire whizzies.
Yeah. Whiz-wit.
Whit. So you've got new gear. You've got new bikes. You've got events that are coming up. You've got, look at me with my show notes. How pro. So pro. And then all of these new tires, which that's just scratching the surface on tires that are going to be out there. But these are kind of 3 that jumped out at me because I've ridden Continentals, I've ridden Schwalbe, and I've ridden all of these tires actually in different flavors. But my goodness, a butt ugly tire for $113 gives me the willies to think about that.
All you gotta do is pay one good influencer to talk about them online, and they'll be sold out.
And it's true. I'm looking at them now; they probably are sold out. You're probably not. No, these are actually in. These are actually in at Performance Bike. You could actually get them at Performance Bike.
I don't know. There's so much. Did I ever talk about I'm getting a new bike frame on here?
Nope.
It's almost done.
Oh, this is the one Austin's building. Yeah. We have talked a little bit about that.
I've gotten he sent me in the last 2 weeks a ton of progress pictures where it is a frame now.
Yeah.
He did all his bits to it and gave it a good bath from, what does he do? That's fillet brazing. So he's cleaning it up. I think on Friday, he asked me what mounts I want all over because I'm going to run. He's going to put a mount for rear dynamo on there. I don't want bento box bolts up top. I just want my normal cages. No fenders. I'm going to run external.
You're not going to put the little bolts on the top tube?
No, I'd never run that bag. If I do, I got Velcro.
Strap it.
Yeah, no fenders, so we're not doing holes there. So it looks cleaner. I'm going to run external, like my Ritchie for my rear brake because I'll run access on it.
Okay.
We have the sliding. Well, originally we were talking about transmission, which I put on hold for the rodeo anyway. So when I do build it, it'll be set up for transmission.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got most of the other stuff. I just got to get.
What's it look like from a date perspective on when you'll get it?
I have no idea. I'm not even rushing him. I have no intention to build it up right away.
Yeah. Just let him do his thing.
Let him do his thing. I don't want to put a crunch on him. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, it's not like you're waiting for it or it's like a thing that you have to have.
It looks like a bike now.
Nice.
So he's working on his own version of what he would want out of a Fargo.
Okay.
Because he does Divide in May.
Right. I knew that. And he's actually going to race it, right?
Right. Whatever he's doing, he's doing.
Whatever he's doing, he's going to.
That'd be a good podcast. So, yeah, I got a new bike coming.
That's tough for him up in New York, too. That's tough to get the training.
He's on the Zwift a lot.
Yeah. So, that's the way to do it.
But we were going to start Zwifting together, and then that's when I kind of hopped off Zwift for a while. So.
Even that, though, I mean, Zwift is great for keeping your fitness level in place, but there's really nothing like riding outside.
Yeah. But Austin's one of those freaks that I complain about. Like, can you just hop on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ride forever.
Go ride forever.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
It's monster cross style, as we were joking. Like, it is meant for doing pretty gnarly stuff.
Fun stuff.
Probably not the best. Like, the rodeo is going to sit in between. I was thinking about it. I got my rodeo. My All City's a drop bar gravel bike if I want. I have it set up flat bar. And then I have my single speed. Those three bikes are all alike.
Have you decided what you're going to do for $150? Are you going to do single speed? Or you?
I don't know. Yeah, that might be a Thursday night decision.
Okay.
I might be lazy and leave it. I don't really care. When I check in, I'm like, hey, I'm signed up for single speed.
Just leave it.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I'm so ready for that. It's only like what?
Like a week and a half away.
It's like 11 days.
I rode an e-mountain bike the other day. So I'm set.
I'm ready. You want to do this or that?
No.
Okay. Then we'll do it anyway. Before we go to this week's This or That's, the Instagram poll from last week's This or That, which was the porta potty in 13 degrees or the porta potty in 95 degrees. Any guesses on the results?
No.
Overwhelmingly, people prefer to go into a frozen porta potty than a 95 degree porta potty. I think there's just something gross about being like, you would feel, in my opinion, I was thinking about, what are you doing? Scrapple country.
Rise up.
I was thinking about this. If you were to go like into a porta potty in 95 degrees in the humidity and then it's hotter inside there, you would feel like that got stuck to your skin.
It gets in your pores at that point in time.
Yeah. So I would much rather go. It was 73% for 13 degrees, 27% for 95, 52 votes to 19 votes. So there's that. Okay.
There's people that actually follow us.
Oh, I just send. I post that and I send it to literally my entire Instagram.
That's not bad.
Like following. Yeah, it's fun. People, I think, enjoy it. I think people will enjoy being able to participate.
But I just held up to the camera. If you're not familiar with Rise Up Coffee, you either A, don't like coffee.
Not from
B, you have your Alabaster subscription and you don't pay attention to the Maryland news. But I love both. There's a special place at Rise Up, and I love the Alabaster coffee.
And they've got Scrapple now at Rise Up.
This is probably this Cambridge one, but their sign today just says Scrapple Country. It's Eastern Shore. I mean,
somebody actually in the comments on that was talking about Scrapple, but had to have the soft middle. I can't remember who it was, but that just like skipped me out.
Not going to yuck someone's yum, but
okay.
Yeah.
Standard time or daylight savings time?
I don't know which that. Still don't know what that means.
We're in daylight savings time now, which means it gets dark later. Standard time, it would still get dark later, but it wouldn't be like we're going to get a 9 o'clock dark time in the middle of June.
I'm going to go against daylight savings because I'm a morning person.
Okay.
Because now it's not.
Yeah, sun's
not coming up.
You would get light more in the morning.
Because when in the summertime, like we are going to bed and it's light outside. We'll go to bed around 8 or 8:15, 8:30.
So you're a standard time guy.
Yeah.
That sounds like a potential. So
I'd rather have the morning daylight.
I'm going to go with daylight savings time. I enjoy those.
Night out.
Well, I enjoy those evening hours. It seems like you can really get a lot done during the course of a day. Like if you're not really finished by like your day until like 6 o'clock, you can still get a ride in, and it's light out. So for that reason,
you can get up and get a ride in.
But we're going to split on that one. Staying with tune of the theme of spring, peanut butter mud or deep, wide, rushing water creek crossings. Peanut butter mud or a nasty, rushing, deep creek crossing?
Oh, deep. I'll go to the creek crossing every day.
Okay.
Peanut butter mud.
That just is horrible. We did that in, where was that when we had that we had really nasty peanut butter mud in the spring.
You can
ride with Austin.
Learn how to navigate that water crossing, like with your stuff. There's a technique to it, and not clinching and doing all this other stuff, and just letting the bike do its thing. And
you can also just get off and walk.
You could get off and walk. Like there's multiple ways, but peanut butter mud, like if you get off and walk, it's in your shoes. If you get on and ride, it's everywhere. It's caking up.
Sometimes you can't even ride in it.
Exactly.
You can't even.
It'll kill your paint. It'll kill your drivetrain.
Well, see, this is part of the reason that I got those big balloon 50s. Is I'm hoping the next creek crossing I'll just like float across the top. Okay, spring cleaning or spring yard work. What's your dad need you to do?
I got an HOA that actually does all my yard work.
Think back to your kid days.
Kid days, I would definitely do yard work.
Oh yeah, all day.
When I was a kid, like my sister, like we were definitely like that still traditional where my sisters would
clean the house.
But I would also clean the house too. My sisters would never ever have to do the yard work. And luckily my dad doesn't listen. Don't use this little clip. But like my dad, he's like hardcore with his yard.
Oh yeah.
He loves his yard, and it's got to be cut a certain way. And I was that kid at times where it was so frustrating where I would cut it wrong on purpose.
Well, because you would set the mower as low as it would go. I know exactly what you'd do, and you'd scalp that grass, and then it would piss him off.
No, I wouldn't do that because then it would ruin it. Yeah. But there'd be certain things that's just like, yeah. No, like we eventually want to move. I do want a yard. And
I feel like I touched on something you need to talk about in therapy.
No. And we joke now at home, but it's like, it's one of those things where I would definitely I like being outside. I agree. Eventually, I like doing the yard work. I like cleaning up a lot of brush and stuff,
rewarding.
And like
it's rewarding.
Yeah, putting mulch out and ripping things out, planting things.
Yeah, after you've had this winter of being inside, and then the ability to go outside and get all the leaves and the crap and the crud. Yeah. There's something that's very cathartic of yard work.
But my sisters never did yard work.
Well, they didn't get the cathartic feeling, and so now they're struggling with that. Talking about it in therapy. Last one: freshly laid spring gravel, which you know what that means. Soft and crunchy, or frost heave potholes everywhere,
like Calvert Marina.
Oh my God, it's like they have zits down there.
Oh my, the whole route. It's like
there's giant potholes.
If you ever read Dow Road gravel, the Marina guy is too cheap to just grade the whole thing, so he spends more money, and every month this poor guy goes out with and they have a 4Runner, like an older body style 4Runner, but one wheel is like half the size of the other wheels. There's no door on one side. Like it's definitely like a yard thing. And like he'll have a trailer with that, and he's out there with a shovel every single hole.
At least invest in a box scraper. That right there would cut that down. You could just throw some gravel in front of the box scraper, drag it over the holes, you'd be done in half
so much in that poor guy's time. And it's like when he finishes the whole loop, because there's almost 2 miles if you do all the connector stuff, he's got to start back.
He's got to start all over again.
And he gets paid to do it. But yeah, so I do love their vehicles over there.
Potholes or
freshly laid.
You would go with that freshly laid gravel?
I run bigger, floatier tires. Why not?
Okay. I still don't like. I even encountered some sand yesterday.
Calvert Cliffs.
Yeah. And it did well. This is a tough one for me. I think I'd rather play pothole like Frogger, like ding, 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 like going around the potholes.
Yeah,
and then because occasionally you can't get around them and you'll hit them, but I think there's an opportunity where you can avoid a lot of that. So I rode it yesterday. I avoid a lot of it, but that freshly laid gravel that they don't compact, it's so soft. It's like I don't know. And depending upon the size of the gravel too, I guess would make a difference there. So I would definitely go with big old pothole. We disagreed on a lot of this or that this week.
As we should.
I went with the daylight savings time. You were standard time. I think we both did the creek crossing. We both did yard work, but then we just disagreed on the last one. So
creek cool caps and creek crossings.
Yeah, neat. Anything else before we shut it down?
There was one little bit I was going to say. For the folks on video, the only thing I realized with the video is how much I can't sit still. Like I'm all over.
That's
it's
okay.
the ADHD, and it's been worse lately.
It's when you're moving. That's why I'm waving the thing up in here. It's like, it's motion. It's keeping people's visual interest. And you're not wearing a tie today or a suit.
No, it was.
Which I'm very, very happy to see, because I told you if you did it one more week, it was going to be one of those things that you weren't allowed to not do anymore.
Yeah.
So,
well, funny because we actually have a thing for Blake. It looks like a tuxedo. He goes around his neck. Jess is like, oh, you should put Blake.
Just put that on. Just put his.
Oh, not that. She was just talking about Blake being on the podcast.
We should have Blake on the podcast one. What do you think he'd talk about? Food?
Probably food, yeah.
Food.
We switched him to a regular, like I'm making his turkey and green beans and brown rice and sweet potatoes every week and getting him off the kibble.
Dog eats better than me.
Well, let's say Jess has made him more meals than she has me in our whole relationship. But
I like it. I like it. Hey, folks, if you ever want to see Blake, you have Blake on your Instagram all the
Blake's
time.
all the time on there.
Yeah. Blake's all the time. So if you ever want to get a good look at what Blake looks like,
there's a bump on the log. He's a lab.
Go stalk Joey, because you just do that. Just do that. All right, then let's go ahead and shut this thing down. See you at Philly Bike Expo. Yep. Maybe for me, positive for you. Definitely see everybody at $150. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. Joey, how can folks get in touch with us this week?
Come ET me, the finger. Say hi.
What did you just do?
I wouldn't say shake a hand, but ET.
Oh, the ET thing. Yeah.
I'll be at PBE with the PBE merch table area. Our Instagram is at Mid-Atlantic GT, and our website is graveltraveldirt.com.
Are you going to have to don and wear PBE merch to sell the PBE merch?
I'm wearing flannel.
I think you need to actually wear a PBE jersey with a pair of jeans. That's what you should.
We should have a conversation about wearing jerseys and jeans at night.
Wear jerseys when you're riding a bike, folks. No other time are they acceptable.
This poor lady, we were at a expo on the Eastern Shore. I texted the guys a few weeks ago. This poor lady, she ran bike tours, and I think she was wearing full on legging, bib leggings and a jersey the whole expo. And we were there from 10 to 4.
Crazy.
I can't do that.
Crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that, folks. Bike gear when you're on a bike.
That's just
everything else.
Chafing and everything.
Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in Blake's kitchen. And Blake, has he gone back into his bed? Yeah, he has. He's settled down now. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. That was Blake.